junior speed chess champion.
I feel like we're pretty quiet and tame, and that's what I saw in Nihal like that. He's just like, all right, I won, no big deal. He's acting like he's been there before, and I think that will bode very well for his chances because he's not afraid of Maxime. He's respectful, and he is happy to play such a strong player. He is not scared in slides. Dan, just what a great start for Nihal there, and just
seriously. Yeah, and I'm still shocked by when the eval bar went nuts. Like you said, it's kind of a help chest for us where we don't have the engine move. We're like, where was the mistake? But I would argue that it was already much harder to be white anyway because so much easier to go wrong as white there when black has the two pawns. Probably there's some super accurate way to draw that position that no human can realistically find under time pressure. All right, but if that holds up true, then you were right. Nihal Sarin might actually be the favorite in the time scramble situations, which puts a lot of pressure on him to be able to perform earlier on and show his chess strength, right? When he's got time on the clock.
Good luck showing your chess strength in this position of your next stage. Look at White's pieces. Now he's often here, I have the bishop here. I should have an advantage. How do you like that bishop on d7? How do you like that bishop on e7? Not really doing all that much. Whereas White's knight's more active. The knight on c4 can hop into e5 at any moment. The bishop on g2 clearly better than the counterpoint on e7. And White has two central pawns, an e and an e pawn. He's adjusting e pawn for black. So I would already consider e4 here. I can understand if Nihal is a bit hesitant. He doesn't want to make d4 moves. So keeping the pawn chain intact does seem reasonable. But I would consider that expansion, even if I wouldn't play it just
Yeah, and this type of structure, black is kind of used to being passive a little bit. That's the one thing you can argue. And at some point, the whole point of the position is to try to support with like c5 to kind of liberate and open things. But right now, White's pieces are just so dominant. There's no way c5 just doesn't end up being better for White. Whether you react with d5 or like knight b5, there's just too much. So Maxime has a lot of prep to do. You got to play like rook d8, a6, bishop e8, do a ton of things to be ready to react and try to change the center. And Nihal's not going to wait around for that.
He's just showing that the knight's very better than the bishops. So let me trade off black's only remaining knight. And if that's the case, black has a non-opposed dark square. What is that bishop on e7 ever going to attack? White has his pawn chain from f2 to d4. His knight on c4 going to e5 right now. You also like f4 to continue your plan there. And it feels like just a difficult position for black to play. But I will say it's hard for White to break black music strings.
Yeah, so that's always the counter argument, right? Is what exactly is the plan, right? I mean, because when you start making moves like f4, you're also risking, the direction of the position. So,
you want to make it push pawns in front of your king. Because what coaches typically tell you is that there's error in front of your king. This e6 then allows doubling on c-file, and the c6 pawn can quickly become a target unless black is ready to play c5, which has other issues that also gives black some activity. So I do think that there is. Trying to break the pawn chain. The ceiling stair. Maybe I haven't given it infinity. So, we see the position has changed. The pawn structure is such that black has isolated the inside pawns, but is opening up the position. Maxime is forced to.
sorry about that, buddy. Distracted with a little bit of tech here, as you know. Thanks for carrying it.
You're all good, my friend. I was just noting the new pawn structure.
Yeah, we see isolated c1 here. But okay, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. It didn't exactly happen how I said it, but all the way back to the position here, I was saying, you bring the rook over, eventually you prepare to get c5. This is a position that we got 1-0. It was a very close game that came down to an awkward rook-ending time scramble, but Nihal Sarin showing that he's up for the task. If what would you say Nihal's strategy coming in is? We're going to talk to the players as we always do afterwards, but I'm curious if he also considers himself the favorite bullet.
I feel like he doesn't think in those terms. You know, if you make him answer the question, he'd probably say that he should be the better bullet player, but then you highlights really makes all the difference. And I would say his overall match strategy is just keep pace with Maxime, because Maxime is a stronger player than we talk about classical chess. However, Nihal has proven that he can make very good decisions very quickly, and so he can fend off Maxime and win those time scrambles. But Maxime, if the openings go his way, he'll show that chess strength. That's what my take.
G5. I'm sitting here wondering whether Maxime thinks he has any winning chances in this endgame with the bishop pair. I still doubt it. C5 is the big one. But this is kind of an aggressive way to play the position, because the other way to look at this one is you kind of created some weaknesses for yourself in the long run.
I have four positions.
Right.
So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
that's actually why Maxime's
Right.
very quick. And now he's probably like, I probably push him a little bit too far.
Look at the time advantage, though. I mean, Maxime had a time advantage in the first game. Ultimately, it didn't matter. They both were in mutual time scrambling in the end, and then eventually Nihal won. But that's a huge lead on the clock right now. I mean, if that continues, I'm going to guess that catches up with Sarin and this continues to get better.
Yeah, he can't afford to continue this. But look at this.
And I feel like he's doing great. Playing it over.
That's one.
Yeah. They're immediately threatening on B7. They can go to B3. Yeah, the tension here is all white. I mean, how is black defending every weakness from E6 to H5 to C5 to A5? It just positionally feels very suspect.
And you know why you picked D3 to you want to let bishop F6. That's like front foot. First thing. Now we're just by knight D5, bishop D2,
Yep.
bishop check.
Show that. That's probably going to do, but no. Already made. Takes 95. That's interesting. I like your 95 better.
Yeah, it's actually decent.
Yeah.
Both the white square, this is typical. What is it? Here, how many bishops? But the knight goes and that's what love your square. Yeah, we know this very well. I want to put that E2 pawn, put B3 pawn on C4, and have now that knight isn't as stable.
But I would say that black's pawn weaknesses are so numerous. I mean, a threat like E4 is coming in. Even if you don't win the pawn back right away, just to show it, if E4 is played, in fact, I was wondering if you could have played a last move. If E4 is played, takes, the point is that when this knight comes to E3 and E4 is going to fall, I mean, this is just, I feel like this is going to be really, really tricky for black.
Probably where the black is. And that makes sure that the knight will not find fertile ground and not find square. And it's
Now the rook moves. Now he takes it, but now the knight is. Bro, what is going on here? What? Just turn this around? Oh my god! What's that here? Like Sarin.
well, you see his face. I don't think he recognized what's happening. I didn't recognize what's happening when he was like, what?
Alright, let's